Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 and Game of Thrones. Today we're going to be carrying on our House Dayne playthrough, and I have heard you guys said don't do so much matrilineal marriage, so I think going forward we might do a matrilineal marriage if it really makes sense and it can give us a lot of power, kind of like the matrilineal marriage with the Martells we're currently doing here. No, not you, with you. There we go. This one makes sense because we can put the Danes on the seat of Dawn, but other than that I will keep it in mind. So what are we going to do today? If we go ahead and look at this faction, we actually have 303% of their military power, so I think it's time to press our demands. So let's go ahead and do this. I hope I'm understanding it right. The faction to install Lewin of the Dawn throne will send an ultimatum to Prince Quentin of Dawn. If he accepts, all of the faction's demands will be fulfilled. If he does not accept, the faction will start a civil war against him. Let's go ahead and press the demands and we'll see what he says to that. I don't imagine he's going to back down lightly. To the modest Beric, I was pleased to see how invested you are in your passions. Your last letter definitely proves your skill in them. Since you have indulged me so, I must ask if there is anything I can do for you. Lord Donald, my friend. I only wish to continue exchanging letters. There we go, we gained some diplomacy lifestyle experience as well. Oh dear. Lewin, numerous Martells' claims on my title is no more real than the stories we tell children at night. No matter how many misguided fools you have gathered to help carry out your scheme, I will not bend to such a collection of dung. I'd rather die than see my birthright fall to someone so low. Then war it is! I hope I understood this military strength properly. So we have now declared war on our liege. And if we go ahead and look at the faction, we have 14,000 compared to their 17,000. That's not the 300% I thought it would be. But we do have a lot more men-at-arms, so maybe that's what it is. Let's go ahead and raise the men then. Oh dear, this is going to be brutal. Who should we have lead the army? You're my guest. Let's go ahead and let my son lead the armies. He's already proven himself as like a very, very capable commander. And I think we're going to go straight to Sunspear. Let's go ahead and siege the capital. In fact, it wants us to embark for some reason. How much is that going to cost us? Oh dear, look at all of this. 37 gold. That's fine. It's not too much. When at last I reach the tourney grounds, I spare a moment to take in the sights and sounds. It seems that all and sundry of the realm's nobility have come, their pennants and banners fluttering in the breeze, their shields and heraldry proudly displayed. There is glory to be won here. The blast of a trumpet proclaims the imminent start of the qualification rounds. I spur my mount towards the lists. Oh yeah, we were invited by Tywin Lannister himself to a tournament. So whilst my son leads the armies, we're going to go ahead and fight in the lists. Also, look at this, guys. I don't know if this is part of the base mod, but I have installed a unit graphics mod, sub mod. So if you want that, go ahead and check the collection in the description as well. Despite my best efforts, I was defeated in the preliminary rounds and eliminated from the tourney early, an outcome which will impress no one. We do have 5 prowess. Yeah, the shame. I cannot bear to watch the other joust. Let's go ahead and focus our efforts back on the war. As their lord, my vassals owe me their allegiance. My word is law, but how much is obedience without devotion worth? In times of crisis, a slow response or a half-hearted effort can lead to disaster. Can I afford such a risk? I have more important... Oh no, we don't care about Prince Quentin here. Of course, his father was my friend, but you know, we're trying to further the power of our house. I will win their unwavering loyalty. Vassal taxes -5% for 10 years. I mean, it's fine. The things we do for money... Oh, what's happening here? Oh dear. Oh, we made a friend as well. Lord Franklin, the old hawk of the Prince's Pass. You're right here. Okay. After laborious preparations, I was finally able to spend some time alone with Lord Franklin. In the end, distance was not a great hurdle for me to overcome in order to earn Lord Franklin's trust and friendship. We both learned a lot about each other during our encounter, so much so that we parted as friends. We are now closer than ever. I wonder, would you join the war? I don't think so, right? Yeah, we can't add any new members. I don't think we should land here, because we would be heavily outnumbered. Where are all my allies? They're over here. Okay, what I'm going to do... Let's go ahead and land ourselves over on the Salt Shore. It just gives our allies time to catch up and unite with us. In fact... Okay, we've already landed. Let's go ahead and slow the speed down. Lord Alistair increased his marshal by 1. Very nice. We should probably organize army just because we're leaking Just a tiny bit of cash here. Where are all of my allies? So we've got some in the west. Have we already... We've already lost a good chunk of men. Okay, that's not good. They decided to go in for an early fight. Let's go ahead and unite. Meet up with our allies over here. Hopefully we get there in time before the Martells catch up to us. Oh dear. This is a brutal start to the war. What was I thinking? We never should have risen up against the Martells. But we have. So now we have to commit 12 months to siege. Oh dear. Shields have been shaken, lanterns splintered, and good men unhorsed, all to sift the wheat from the chaff of the assembled warriors. Of all the knights and free riders who entered, only Lord Harold remains unconquered. The small folk chant his name while the better bred applaud in a more dignified fashion, but all and sundry let out a rapturous cheer when he is crowned champion. House Rogers. There we go, so we got our champion there. The long road home awaits. I mean, we already left because we put in an absolutely shameful performance. 10,000 men. And we can't call any allies. Oh, we can call allies to the war. Of course we can. Tywin. Will you join me, my friend? Are you my friend? Oh, he's not my friend just yet. But he would join me. 19,000 men he could bring to the war. He could win the war by himself. Let's go ahead and call Tywin Lannister to the war. And then what I'm going to do, we should go back and wait for reinforcements, I feel like. If we wait here, we're just going to lose. Why don't we go ahead and wait for the men here? Because then they have to cross a river as well. And it's a good defensive position to just kind of hold out our forces. Greetings, Lord Beric of Torrentine. Of course I should join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of the Westerlands. Excellent. So Tywin Lannister is going to help us in the war now. That's really good. I think we really need him if we're going to stand a chance here. Yeah, more of our allies are getting picked off as well. The Westerlands aren't too far away. Yeah, look at that. They're making good progress. So, I'm hoping they do arrive in time to save us. And we'll have to remember that we owe the Lannisters a big one. We're already minus 12% war score. Minus 13% war score now. Do I hold a defensive position here, or do we retreat further? Maybe we retreat even further to Starfall. That's a really good defensive position, actually. If we go ahead and retreat our armies here, hopefully the Lannisters arrive in time, and we also will stand a chance. Yeah, look at that. They are coming. Okay, that's good. Lady Jane, my wife is pregnant once more. Nice. How is my son's children doing? Yeah, he's had a second son here, House Dayne. He's charming, so diplomacy and intrigue. Maybe we could go intrigue here. My grandfather died in his sleep. Let's see. Can I offer guard? Do you already have a guardian? Oh, you already have a guardian. Okay, your father's already guiding you. That's fine. What about my granddaughters? We need to find alliances here. And of course... Oh dear, they're all old men. What about Lord John of Stirling? Look at that. That's a really cool banner. I'm liking that one a lot. There's a little bit of an age gap, but it's not massive in terms of Crusader Kings anyway. What about Lord Gallen of Tarth? An alliance with Tarth could be good, and the age gap is even smaller. Let's go ahead and send that off. We won't do matrilineal, and that's looking fine, and then we'll go ahead and unpin you. Let's go back to the war, though. We could do marriages afterwards. I really want to focus on this war. To the charming Beric, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. I will graciously take the hand of your granddaughter Tara when the time comes. Excellent. Very nice indeed. We can call more allies to war. We don't need to. I think the Lannisters should be enough here. Yeah, look at that. All of their men slowly coming from the north. We can, in fact, go ahead and speed things up a little bit. There's no point playing on 3 times speed here, is there? Starfall is such a good defensive fortress. It's amazing. It began as an occasional trait, an unusual habit, but I'm a good Stone Dornish, and what Stone Dornish hasn't eaten some dodgy herring in his time? Over the last few weeks, though, Ulric's predilection for utterly rotten fish has gone from tolerable idiosyncrasy to pungent omnipresence. Who are you? Oh, you're my Septon. This morning, when I discovered what he'd done to the latrine, I decided I'd had enough. I found him in the hall, face soaked in fotted brine, half a fisheye lazily dripping down his chin. Oh dear. Sit down, Ulrich. We need to talk. Yeah, we You put your point across eloquently. There we go. He gained some opinion of me. And we need to stop the smelly fish eating and focus on more... Yeah, just eat my normal food, thank you. Right, let's go ahead and try and catch the Martells in a fight now. This is looking good. The Lannisters have arrived. Are we going to catch them in time? Okay, we've started the fight. Our reinforcements are arriving as well. Our knight, Lord Gerald, was slain by Aaron Dolt. Oh, you were a Dane as well. Okay, we're going to have to go ahead and look at that in the battle report. Unfortunately, our allies weren't right with us when we started the battle there. There we... Oh, 37% war score. Very nice. Oh, we captured some combatants as well. So how did this battle go? Oh, look at that. Lord Quentin. Now, our allies getting loads of kills in there. You were slain by Aaron Dolt. And we also lost Ormond as well. That's a little bit unfortunate. We can negotiate an alliance with Lord Ronald. So, you're my nephew. Let's go ahead and do that. So, you've inherited your father's lands now. What we should do with our reinforcements is go straight for Sunspear. If we go for Sunspear, because we do have our allies now, everything should be good. Greetings, my charming liege. I'm honoured by your request, and I would be glad to call you an ally. Marvellous news. Oh, the Lannisters want to siege here. Okay, in that case, let's not go to Sunspear. We're just going to start doing some sieges of our own around here. 7 months for siege, that's absolutely fine. There we go, and they're all sieging as well. I think this will actually give us more war score faster. Not too sure, because I imagine Sunspear will take a fair few years to take as well. Today I am heading out into the Dornish wastes to meet with a local trader. Our party and I mount our sand steeds, kicking off into the desert. After some minutes of travelling, the wind starts to pick up, and I find that sand is viciously blowing into my face. I reach into my sack to draw my veil out, but I notice it's nowhere to be found. It seems in my haste to leave, I forgot to pack it. Oh, this is going to be a long trip. Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope someone packed a spare, actually. If someone has a spare, then I don't think it's bad to ask for one. We can suck up our pride. We'll just say we dropped it or something. So how long? 6 months on this siege? Oh, the Martells are returning. Right, we're going to have to go ahead and reinforce our allies here. Stay there. We're all coming to help you. There we go. We can just work on this siege together. Diplomacy perk available. So we're going down this tree. Befriend scheme power plus 30%. Very nice. We're not befriending anyone right now. Should we try and befriend Tywin this time? It's still a 0% chance. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. Did we ever manage to befriend you? We didn't. It's not a choice, though. Oh, okay, we cannot befriend him. I think it's on cooldown. So maybe we should pick some of these. I mean, Brimstone, they are helping us. I guess we could befriend the Lord of Brimstone here. That would be good. Allies and friends would be very powerful. Let's continue the sieges. Are they trying to attack them? I think they're pursuing the Martells. I'm a little bit confused. They're going to siege. Everything's a little bit confusing with the AI. We're going to continue this though, so at least we gain some war score. Yeah, they're going to start sieging us. With a tired yet blissful smile, Jane presents me with a perfect daughter. Who will you become, my child, and what shall I call you? Oh, Lara. I like Lara. Lara Dayne. May you go strong and wise, my daughter. What I'm also going to do is just pin you so we can give you a proper education when the time comes. Who are you? Oh, you killed Arthur? Yep, we need to... We're not in a position to deal with this right now, though. So if I take a look at my children, you're betrothed, you're not, and you're not. We'll go ahead and deal with that after the war then. Because we should be in a higher place of power. No, my daughter will be. My granddaughter even. I don't know, I'm getting awfully confused. I think eventually the Danes will sit on the throne of Dornville, which is good. How long left on the siege? 30 days, and then I think we should go ahead and interrupt these. We do have the numbers advantage, so there should be no problem with that. 7 days left on the siege. In fact, we can go 4 times speed. Greetings, Lord Beric of Torrentine. I would be delighted if your daughter Illyria could visit my court in Ghost Hill to meet her peers. I'm inviting everyone of note, which unfortunately includes... What do you mean, unfortunately? Of course you would be there, though. I think making friends is very important. There we go. A tiny bit of war score there. Let's go ahead and interrupt this siege. Our allies will join us as well. Look at that. 5 men they've brought to the war. Brilliant stuff. I can't seem to click on the battle. There we go. That's looking good. Friend has been imprisoned. Tywin Lannister. Oh, no. Lord Franklin. Oh, he was fighting against us. Okay. Yeah, our friend was fighting against us. That's fine. So we beat the Martells again. That's 50% war score. Now will my allies join me to take Sunspear? We'll have to see. I'm going to go this way and hopefully they join me. Because the Martells are on full retreat now. Okay, it doesn't look like they're actually going to join me. So we're just going to siege this by ourselves. 2 years, wowzers. That's a long time. I wonder if the Martells will return to us, though. Our allies? Yeah, our allies are just doing this. My wife is pregnant again. Whoa. We're definitely keeping busy. I mean, more children, more alliances means more power. I think I'm okay with that. We're actually looking in a really good spot at the moment. Apparently, Martin spit in my grandson Ulrich's food during dinner a few nights ago. Oh, Martin. House Thicketh. You're a churl, Ulrich schemes. But you're a knave, Martin screams back. Ulrich has been fighting with Martin every day since. Not a minute goes by without him plotting some sort of petty revenge. Oh, my grandson's going to be vengeful. You will have your revenge in time, my grandson. I think vengeful is actually a more common trait in our culture. Also, I just remembered we haven't checked our Dynasty perks. We have a unique one for House Dayne, Race for the Morning. Within the halls of Starfall, the Knights of House Dayne compete to be one to take up the mantle of the next Sword of the Morning and wield the fabled sword Dawn. This competitive rivalry instilled in them from birth has led to House Dayne producing some of the greatest knights that Westeros has ever known, and results in members of the dynasty receiving better students of swordplay traits. So is there any way I can know who can carry this? I'm not sure. And then we also have the Dornish tree. Advantage in desert mountains, dry lands. Supply duration. Dynasty members more likely to escape imprisonment. Oh, very nice. Spearmen are good as well, so we should probably get some spearmen. Fertility, attraction, opinion, and intrigue stuff. So that's some nice general all-round perks there we can get eventually. After learning that Lord Harmon would be guesting at a manor in the castle town of Brightride, I realized that it would be the perfect occasion to meet with him. By my request, I was seated next to him for the duration of dinner. We both had a great time. I was surprised at how much we had to talk about. By the time I left, it felt as though we had known each other for a lifetime already. Such a pleasant man. There we go. We're making plenty of friends. What other allies do I have? Good old Planky Town here. Maybe we can befriend Planky Town and get them on our side as well. That's a really cool name, actually. A little bit funny, but I like it. Oh, we're losing quite a few men, I think. Only 1 year left on the siege, though. And the Martells don't seem to care too much. And our allies are just sieging all of this stuff over here. In fact, they're not even sieging. They're just kind of sat there, waiting. It's fine. Oh, are they going to join us now? Or maybe they're going to siege new targets. Not too sure. But hopefully we can get this done. Like about 10 months to go. You gain men-at-arms negotiations. Men-at-arms maintenance minus 25%. And we also built a wild harvesters. With a tired yet blissful smile, Jane presents me with a perfect daughter. So another daughter. What are we going to call you? Muriel? Okay, that sounds interesting. May you go strong and wise, my daughter. We'll go ahead and pin you as well. We need to go ahead and organize marriages and education. Are you already being educated? You're not. Okay, but you are going learning or stewardship. Let's go learning for you. And then if I find someone with good learning to educate you. Look at that, my maester, of course. He's the man to do this. And then maybe we find you a marriage just so I can unpin you here and clean things up a little bit. So you're 5. Look at this. All of these men are quite old, though. What if I go age difference? Let's go 15. And then if we sort by alliance power. Lord Ethan of Cray. Not very powerful. But it's an alliance nonetheless. all the way in the north, though. What about Lord Dickon of Rust Baron? Where are you guys? You're not that far away, actually. Let's go ahead and marry you two off. Yeah, let's not do matrilineal either. And then we'll go ahead and unpin you. Wait for that one to come through. To the modest Beric, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. I will graciously take the hand of your granddaughter Cordelia when the time comes. Excellent, right. So we've managed to get ourselves another ally. What about my son Doran? Oh, I unpinned him by accident. Misclick. Doran, you need to be educated. So martial or steward. Let's go martial for you. Although you're already good at stewardship. So I guess let's do that instead. If I can go ahead and educate you as well. In fact, my admiral would be very good at as being your guardian. So let's go ahead and ask him if he wants to do this. And then I think, who can we marry you off? We could get an alliance with the Tyrells. Do we already have an alliance with them? We don't. That would be very powerful. How old are you? You're 4. So maybe I marry you to her because she's a little bit more your age. I think so. Let's go ahead and send off the proposal. And I need to repin you as well. I want to keep an eye on all of my sons. So Arthur's... Ulrich, you're my heir. You're my second son. Do I only have 2 sons now? I do. Okay. We've had loads and loads of daughters. Let's go ahead and wait for that one to come through. To the charming Beric, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. Your son Doran will be betrothed to my sister Callister. Excellent. Very nice. So now we have an alliance with the Tyrells. We could call them to war, but I don't think we need them right now. What about my daughter? Let's wait until she comes of age a little bit. I like to wait a little bit just so we open up our what am I looking for? Just so we have the maximum amount of marriages available to us. There we go. It's been a long week, guys. Long week with hay fever, I tell you. How are our allies doing? This is actually turning out to be an okay war. They're chasing down the Martells, in fact. They've just engaged them in another battle. Look at that. Tywin is doing extremely well. Is that going to win us the war? Not quite. Your liege has passed limited crown authority. I mean, he's not going to be our liege for long, so that's fine. So we got 3 months left on the siege of Sunspear. The Martells are coming, but so are our allies. I don't think it's too long until the war is over now. Much easier than Robert's Rebellion, of course. Look at that, the Martells are being absolutely crushed. Defeated once more. After laborious preparations, I was finally able to spend some time alone with Lord Clarence. In the end, distance was not a great hurdle for me to overcome in order to earn Lord Clarence's trust and friendship. We both learned a lot about each other during our encounter, so much so that we parted as friends. We're closer than ever now. I wonder, can I get a friendship with the Tyrells now? That's not the Tyrells, there we go. No, because we're waiting, of course, it's on cooldown. In that case, what about Stinkwater? What a name. Let's go ahead and befriend you. Nah, 0% chance. Okay. I wonder. What about... we can't befriend you because you're a child, right? We've already befriended most people. What about my son? I could befriend my son, maybe? Yeah, let's try and befriend my son and heir. As long as we will keep the family ties close. And we'll try and hopefully show him how to rule as best as possible. Oh, we could... We captured his brother, who we're actually trying to put onto the throne. That's kind of funny. That's great. Let's go ahead and enforce the demands. Greetings, Lord Beric of Torrentine. May you live in harmony and contentment. You're a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. So we now have an alliance with King Lewin, which is very nice. Let's disband the men, and we're going to try our hardest to serve King Lewin. We are allies, but more importantly, he's a matrilineal marriage with our granddaughter. So we go ahead and look at this. Ashara's daughter here. This means that when they have children, House Dayne, upon succession, should hopefully control Dawn. We will only have this, but my relatives will control Dawn, which would be very nice. So we've done a good political play there. What should we look at doing now? We should get all these marriages sorted, shouldn't we? So Lara, let's see. Who should we marry you off to? Inchfield? They got 2,000 men. They're in the reach. But I think Loras here of House Castle Grennan, you're a bit more closer in age. So let's go ahead and arrange that. We could do magic. I like to check, even though I'm not going to use it. I like to check just to see. I don't know. I don't know why, honestly. What about my daughter? My daughter can also get an alliance with us. Merman's Ruin. They're another faction in the reach. So let's go ahead and marry her off as well. No, it is simply not how you say it. The venerable scholar who invented the word said it was pronounced the way I'm saying it. My friend Harmon and I are having a raging debate which shows no signs of abating. Having passed a nearby gibbet, he had remarked on it. Being fluent in the common tongue language as I am, I gently corrected him on his pronunciation. It begins with a hard sound, not a soft one, obviously. And he had the temerity to disagree and disagree. These words, man. No less. I can't believe you're still holding this blathering linguistic position, he blurts out, frustrated at my insistence. So we don't gain... So none of these are because of our traits. It is as I say, and that's the end of it. There we go. We're the professional here. To the charming Beric, I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. Your daughter Lara will be betrothed to my son and heir, Loras. Excellent. So that's his son and heir as well. So that's a very secure alliance there. We got another alliance too. My daughter... oh, we haven't started education yet. It's fine. We don't need to bother with that. Wasn't my other daughter then being educated yet? Lara? Yeah, she's not. I need to stop unpinning. Greetings, my modest vassal. You have been a loyal and devoted subject, and I wish to reward you for your service. In recognition of this, I am hereby offering you the position of Steward of Dawn. Excellent. We need to go ahead and... Let's go ahead and train commanders. Although it looks like we may have some control issues. Our alliance with the High Towers expired. Who has control issues? No, we don't have control issues. Okay. At least not stuff we control directly. So let's go and train commanders. And I think everything else here is fine. Yeah, it's just my marshal that I changed there. So what I'm thinking here... Oh, my wife's pregnant again. If we look at Starfall, we only have one available slot. And we have to build a temple because we don't have one yet. So let's save up to 400 gold. And then we're going to build our first and only temple in Starfall. Your liege has passed limited crown authority. Okay. I wonder... Can I... If I go to modify contract, I do have a hook. So we have title protection here. One about war declaration. What's coinage rights? Development growth minus 2% for my liege. But I get development growth in my capital. Plus 0.3 per month. That's nice. Castle buildings. Okay, that's not me. Fort level, castle building, reduction. Castle holding construction costs. I mean, we can't build any though. The demand council position interaction can be used at will. Very nice. Marriage favor. They're gonna be Danish anyway, so that's fine. Or Danes. I think war declaration would be nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and get war declaration, just so that no matter what the crown authority is, we can always declare war. And that way we can expand our territory and strength here. Greetings, my modest vassal. Circumstances have made it necessary for me to make the following alterations to my contract. I trust that you will find these changes to be fair. Of course, I'm the one that proposed them. I always find that event kind of funny. So where do we go from here? Do we maybe go for sandstone? Possibly. We could go for Blackmont. Blackmont is looking... Oh, they're looking fairly strong, actually. In fact, a lot of the Dornish are looking strong. We'll have to see. The child was not meant to be. My wife, Lady Jane, assures me it is the way of life, but her hand lingers on her bed. Oh, we lost a son. Oh, and my friend died as well. He bled out after a lengthy torture session. I think Tywin tortured him. Faction created against Lewin. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, so that's a Liberty faction. If this does eventually rise, then 100% we're going to defend King Lewin here and defend Dawn. But sadly, that's all I have time for today. We're going to have to see in the next episode. I think next episode we might work on maybe taking some of these territories. We'll have to see. Basically try and turn Dawn into a House Dayne powerhouse. Imagine we could get Danes in all of these individual kingdoms. I mean, they're not kingdoms, duchies, I guess. Not too sure, but I think we could do loads of fun stuff here. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching as always. If you want to see more, then make sure to press the like button, and I'll see you next time.